Here is my proof of concept spiral crusher. It is jank as all hell, but it's just a proof of concept that it works. Sorry about any flickering or jittering like just now. My mouse likes to double click for some reason. So side view, front, top. If you're wondering why there's only one claw piece, that is because I managed to actually do something a little bit stupid. So, yeah. So, first off, we have the claw formation. So that means it could be rotated like thus. But then it can also close. Oh, that is wonderful. Then, if we do this, sorry about that, go to drill, two of the arms flick down, and then it goes pinchy. Okay, if you're wondering why I'm so giddy about this, it's simply because this is the first time I've actually fiddled with bone sliders. Alright, for the longest time I've been working with PMD, so it doesn't have this capability. You can put material, as in the actual model, on a slider. But if you were to try and do this kind of motion, or this, then unfortunately the material would distort and elongate. So essentially, looking at it front on like this, it's the best I'm going to get. These two arms, if I were to try and do this kind of motion in PMD, these would be stretched out to about here and here. The same would be said for this motion. If I were to try and do this in PMD, the claw tip would be sticking out here, and this piece would probably be sticking out by here or there. So I'm quite happy that I can now do a complex action like this without having to rely on multiple articulation bones to try and get a particular motion, and incorporating mesh sliders that don't want to cooperate completely. There are technically ways of mitigating the effects of the elongation. What you have to do is do the initial morph or slider with the rotation, then see how far the mesh actually elongates, and then reshape it once morphed in the edit tab, and then just squash it or lengthen it to offset the elongation. It is finicky, tricky, and you won't get an exact one-to-one. But for the first time fiddling with PMX, I can now do that. So yeah, I think this is quite a wonderful thing. And it can do that. As my mum would say, simple toys for simple minds, and I don't think it gets any simpler than this. And yes, if you wanted to, you can move these individually. And do that. You can move these all individually. But it does look weird when you're trying to fiddle with that. But as a proof of concept, it's wonderful that you can actually do this. This is wonderful, this truly is. But yeah, this is just me having a bit of a fiddle and just a proof of example.